Okay, so get this right. We're talking cybersecurity today, but on a whole new level. It's
Mhm.
like ditching those old rusty locks for like a full-on state-of-the-art security system, fingerprint scanners on every single door. Inside.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid analogy. We're way past just putting a wall around the network. This is about locking down everything.
Exactly.
No.
This application-aware security, it's like the holy grail, right? We're diving deep into this blog post Bass took over at Border0, and let me tell you, this is some next-level stuff. Like, they cracked the code on truly intelligent security.
What's really cool is how, like, traditional security, it kind of missed the bigger picture. It was all about keeping the bad guys out, but what if they got in, right? This new approach is like, okay, they're in, but here's what they can and cannot do.
So less about guarding the castle, more like each room having its own security detail.
Okay.
Tung gave this really interesting example, SSH username control, and it just like blew my mind.
Right. So instead of just, yep, come on in, use SSH, it's more like you can log in, but only using this specific user account. No root access for you.
Genius. You get a key to the break room, not the master key to the whole place. Someone steals your credentials. Good luck doing any real damage. Talk about peace of mind.
Totally. This approach shrinks that damage zone, the blast radius, significantly. Remember when hackers getting into a network was like a bull in a china shop? Listen, they get access to one tiny, carefully curated aisle.
Okay, so this isn't just for the big dogs, right? Anyone with data they need to keep safe, your local bakery, a hospital, they could use this kind of granular control.
Absolutely. Think medical records, financial data, even those top secret cookie recipes. It's all about damage control. Break in. Fine, you're getting crumbs, not the whole cookie jar.
Love the way you think. The article also dives into some other interesting examples. One that caught my eye was Kubernetes namespace control. And full disclosure, Kubernetes is still a bit of a mystery to me.
Okay, so imagine Kubernetes like those massive container ships, but for your applications. Each container is like self-contained software, and with these new policies, you can set really specific rules. Who can access which containers? What can they do inside? Even when they can access them, it's really granular.
So we're not just talking about locking down individual computers or servers anymore. We're talking about like a fleet of container chips, each with its own security detail.
It's pretty amazing, really. You can even control access down to the application level, like specific commands within those applications. That level of detail, it's crazy.
Whoa, okay. It's like having security guards posted at every single doorway inside each container, checking IDs, making sure you're allowed to even touch that crate. Wild.
And get this, Tunk also talks about something called per database permissions, and honestly, this one blew my mind.
Okay, so break it down for me. Does that mean controlling what someone can actually do inside a database, not just whether they can get in?
Exactly. Imagine you've got this database full of super sensitive customer info. Your support team, they can view and update certain things, but deleting records? No way. Peeking at financial details? Absolutely not.
Okay, so it's like a high security vault, right? But each type of data gets its own compartment, each with its own security clearance. It's not just about having the keys to the vault. It's like you get specific keys to specific drawers, maybe even a time lock on top of that.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
It's all about matching security to what your business actually needs. So everyone has the access they need, but no more, no risk. And the best part is, Tunk says you can manage all of this from one platform.
Hold on, seriously. No more juggling a dozen different tools and dashboards and whatnot.
Nope. Border0 has basically built these application controls right into their existing security setup, for identity, for the network itself. It's elegant, really well-designed system they've got going.
Okay, this is almost too good to be true. It's got to be a
Yeah.
catch, right? Every new tech has its quirks.
Yeah, of course. There are always trade-offs. One thing that comes to mind is complexity. To really use these policies well, you need to understand your applications inside and out, how they work together, all of that.
So not exactly plug and play. You need someone who knows what they're doing.
For sure. But Tunk's argument is that the benefits outweigh the challenges, and, he makes some pretty compelling points.
Okay, lay it on me. What are the big wins with this application-aware security? What makes it such a game changer?
Well, first off, security is just way tighter. That's the whole point, right? You're limiting access so precisely that there's just less room for attackers to maneuver. Even if they breach an account or an application, the damage is contained.
Like we were saying before, it's all about minimizing that blast radius.
Right. And this level of control, it makes dealing with those regulations, things like HIPAA or GDPR, way easier. Being able to prove you have this much control over your data, audits become much less scary.
Huge win, especially for industries where data privacy is paramount. But Tunk didn't stop there, did he?
Nope. He's also a big fan of the operational efficiency this brings. By only giving people access to what they absolutely need, you avoid those risks that come with over-provisioning.
Hold up. Over-provisioning. Is that like giving everyone admin access just in case?
You got it. Super common practice, but also a massive security risk. Application-aware security means you grant the exact access needed, nothing more, nothing less. More secure, easier to manage users, less burden on your IT team.
Less stress all around.
Yeah.
I'll take it. This is all pretty technical, though, to be honest. How user-friendly is this stuff, really? Asking for a friend.
Valid question. And it's something Tunk addresses directly.
Mhm.
He really emphasizes that even though the technology is super powerful, Border designed it to be accessible. Clean interface, flexible policy language, all that.
So no coding degree required to make this work.
Not at all. He even includes some examples of the policy language in the post, and honestly, it's pretty readable, even for someone like me who doesn't spend all day coding.
Wow, impressive. They took something this complex and made it feel approachable.
Totally. He also emphasized that they've got great documentation and support, which is so key for any new tech, especially in cybersecurity, right? Things change so fast.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah,
You want people to actually be able to use these tools, not just admire how shiny and new they are.
for sure. And you can tell Border0 gets it. Usability, good support. That says a lot. They know that even the coolest tech is useless if nobody can figure it out.
It's like they're on a mission to democratize this kind of security. It shouldn't just be for the big guys, right?
Totally. Everyone deserves this level of protection. It should be the standard, not some luxury add-on.
Preach. Now, there was another thing to mention that I wanted to circle back to. Layer 7, control and visibility. Is that just a fancy way of saying application aware?
It's related, yeah, but let me clarify. So you've got these 7 layers, right? The OSI model, it's like a map of how networks work. And layer 7, that's the top, the application layer, that's where your browsers live, email clients, all the software you actually use.
So we're talking about the actual software running on the network, not just the infrastructure itself.
Exactly. Layer 7 control means you can manage access, make those policies at the application level. And layer 7 visibility, that's how you actually see what's happening in those apps, which is super important.
Because you need to be able to spot those threats before things go sideways, right?
Yes. Traditional security tools, they focused a lot on the lower layers of the OSI model. You know, network traffic, IP addresses. Useful, but...
But it doesn't tell you what's going on inside the applications.
Yeah.
You might see suspicious activity, but you don't know what ACK it's coming from, what data is being accessed.
Right. It's like, you know someone snuck into the building, but not which room they're in or what they're after. With layer 7 visibility, you get that inside view. You see who's using which apps, what they're doing, what data they're touching. No more guessing games.
No more fumbling around in the dark.
Yeah,
That level of visibility, that's game-changing for real security.
absolutely. It's essential. Especially now, with all these sophisticated attacks, you need to be able to see everything.
The name of the game isn't just building higher walls anymore. It's like having security cameras everywhere, eyes on everything.
That's exactly what makes application-aware security so revolutionary. It's a whole new way of thinking about cybersecurity.
And it sounds like Border0 is leading the charge.
It's exciting, for sure. They're really pushing the limits. It's going to be interesting to see where this tech goes, how it changes things for everyone.
This whole deep dive into application-aware security has been amazing. It feels like we're on the edge of a major shift. The way we protect our data, our whole digital lives, everything.
I couldn't agree more. It's good to see companies like Border0 out there innovating, coming up with solutions that can really make a difference.
Big thanks to Bastunk for that article. It really got us thinking. This is definitely a conversation we'll be coming back to, especially as this tech keeps developing.
Totally. And to everyone listening, keep digging into this stuff. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be. Cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility.